and talk about exclusive. We're it. A Friday night. And the Highland Scotsmen welcoming in the East High Blades. This is live exclusive coverage of high school activities in Kern County. Tonight the activity is athletics. Specifically, it's varsity football. I'm Vance Palm. I'm joined by, as always, by my longtime partner, Rick Van Horn. Rick's getting loose. Rick's getting stretched. He's getting fired up. Julian Wilson, our director, producer over to the right side. Here we are again. It just seems like yesterday that we finished, but we're right back at it. And first things first, Rick. It's August 23rd, but did you bring your parka? Did you bring your sweater?
God, I didn't. But I tell you what, the last 5 years, we've been out here till 12 o'clock at night, the first game of the year. Heat, 105.
Delays,
9 o'clock kickoff, and we're here till 12, not tonight.
What a gorgeous evening, and there's so much to go over every Friday night, but when it's the first one of the year, there are storylines all night long. We have a ton of things to talk about that have nothing to do with this game, and then this game alone is bringing in multiple storylines. But first, Rick, the most obvious is that we're up on the Upper East Side, and it's East versus Highland.
It is. It's a neighborhood rivalry. Been in many of these, and whatever the point spread in Vegas is, take the under, because it's going to be a battle, and we may have some tempers flare, but that's the way it goes in this rivalry.
Highland will receive head coach Michael Gutierrez, Chris Jacques, David Ubetta, Josh Ubetta, the assistants. Head coach for the East High Blades, B.B. Carrasco, Kareem Bland, Terrence Cummins, Brandon Davis, Edward Morrow, Joey Reese, and Gary Sherman, the coaching staff. We are underway. The 2024 season is upon us. It's taken by Randy Davenport Jr. Davenport Jr. looking for some room. Davenport Jr. cuts up to the 50, still on his feet, and he goes down at the 44-yard line. And the Highland Scotsmen open up Scotland Yard with a huge return, and that means that the full green jerseys will come on with some heavy-duty momentum on 1st and 10.
We do, and then there's no doubt about it. Their new transfer, Austin Hernandez. Remember that name, because he's going to be carrying the load quite a bit tonight. He's a transfer from Garces. Did very well there last year. First year at Highland, and he can run.
Hernandez stands behind the quarterback, Preston Mendez. And the white hat slows it down for a second. So you've got the QB in Mendez, the running back, but it's going to be a pass play to start the season off. Mendez rolls, throws to Hernandez. Hernandez makes one cut, two cuts. Hernandez still on his feet, gets brought down at the 25-yard line.
Well, if you're Highland, the game plan isn't hard. It's how many ways can we get the ball to Hernandez, whether it's throwing, handing it to him, kick returns, punt returns. He's the player.
So we saw Mendez get out of trouble quickly. He's a 6'2" sophomore. Hernandez, the junior running back there. They're going to put it in his hands just like Rick talked about. However, they can get it in his hands. Oh, nice job and a really good tackle up there, up front by Jacob Borboa. We were tipped off about Borboa by the coaching staff up here before the game. We said, hey, give us some insight. And he goes, well, one guy that's going to be playing everywhere is
High,
Borboa.
yeah. East High, very young, very small.
High snap. Mendez has to go get it.
Ball to the ground, fumble!
And the Blade crowd is going crazy. Are you kidding me? Just like that. How about it?
And when you talk about crowd, you know we got a standing room only crowd here. Look at the end zone. Both end zones, both stands are full.
Marcus Rivera, I believe it was Marcus Rivera with the fumble recovery. And what a complete flip-flop of energy here, Rick. Wow.
It'll be 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line for the Blade. Number 8, Isaiah Santiago at quarterback.
So, Isaiah Santiago jersey number 8 in the shotgun. Tight formation except for the left side. Got a little room. They stay on the ground. That's trouble. Quick hit out there by Arnez Lee. So Lee was one of the 2 Scotsmen in there. A quick loss right away. But
one thing, if you're East High, you can't lose first down. You have to gain positive yards on first down. It's going to be you're the underdog coming in. There's certain things that you can't be doing, and one of them is chasing the chains. Now they've got a second and about 14.
East High School in the Mountain League. Last year finished 3rd and 8, 3 and 8 overall, 1 and 3. Santiago switches everybody to his right hip in the shotgun on a 2nd and 14. They hand the ball off. It's to Borboa, and he may get back to the line of scrimmage and a little bit more. What a nice job. Gets up to the 25-yard line and some positive yards. Yeah, that's an 8-yard gain.
It's good second down play. They were hoping they had that on first down, but now they're third.
Highland in the Valley League.
Well, 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, that was a big gain. Huge gain by Borboa. Again, welcome everybody. Vance Palm, Rick Van Horn. Great to have you with us tonight. Julian Wilson running everything tech tonight. On a big 3rd down. Oh, he's met hard at the line of scrimmage, and he might have got 1 or maybe just back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and a long 3.
You know, the strength of this Highland team is their defense. They've got coming back, returning starters Frank Wright up on D-line. They got Florentino, Callaway, Nick Gonzalez, and Roman Robles. They might have one of the best linebacking crews in town.
Wow. I'm going to remember that. I can tell you this, Rick. Right away, East High's got to try out their special teams. They're going to punt on a 4th and 2. And standing deep for the Highlands,
Johnny Brucker.
So stoppage of play. The white hat is sending off one of the blades. So Randy Lenoir is going to come in, and we want to apologize right away, right off the top, to the East High Blade family members and friends. Don't have the most accurate rosters. We do apologize. High snap, goes up to get it. Can he get the punt off? Not bad, not bad. And it gets across midfield, so it'll be 1st and 10 again for the Scotsmen on their own 49-yard line. So after the high snap, they were able to get it. Good.
Yeah.
So if you're just getting with us, kicked off right on time, 7:30. Highland had a long return, big return. Randy Davenport Jr. brought it well inside East High territory, and quarterback Preston Mendez and Austin Hernandez did some damage in the first couple plays, and then it was a fumble on the first drive of the year, much to the chagrin of Coach Gutierrez, but East High had to punt, and here we are, second drive of the game for the Scotsmen. Mendez drops back, throws, connects out there, and it's caught. Complete. Johnny Brucker.
You're going to hear Brucker's name quite a bit tonight. He's their best receiver. They like to single him up. They'll put trips away, put him out here by himself. They think he's that good.
2nd and 1, just underway here in the first quarter. Mendez rolls to his right, takes a look, wants to throw, does throw, floats it out there, and it's caught. Nicholas Gonzalez. And one of the other transfers.
Yeah, Nick came from Garces too, so we've got 2 Nick Gonzalez's on Highlands. One came from Stockdale, the other came from Garces.
Had a nice chat with the Garces dad before the game started.
We had to get that confusion out of the way. We thought there was just one, but there's 2.
Rick, we had a first penalty of the game, and it's against Highland, so that's going to be brought back. Great to be at Scotland Yard. What a vibe. The energy's always just at a high level here. And it's
we saw that right before the game. in the stands. They were getting loud there.
One of the East High students thought he would make a visit over here to Scotland Yard and say hello in his East High gear. That didn't go well. Oh my goodness, what a couple of big moves. Nice strong power run by Hernandez. And that's first down, Highland Scott. Not only did he show the shiftiness at the end of the run, he just lowered the shoulders and brought it. Dominic Heckard made a nice play, but boy, he took the helmet of Hernandez. 1st and 10, Highland. They put it back in Hernandez's hands. He's got some nice space on the left side, still on his feet, and he does step out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Again, East High from the Mountain League, Highland from the Valley League. We have so many things to talk about during timeouts, during injury stops, whatever. There's a ton to cover. We're going to go through the leagues when we can. We have a new show called In the Huddle that airs twice a week live, and that's catching a lot of attention, so we'll cover as much as we can. In motion on a 2nd and 3 is Gonzalez, and they throw it out to Gonzalez. Makes a nice move, and he gets the first down. Highland on the march, 1st and 10 from the 13.
Tackle made by number 17. That pitch and catch is good enough for Highland Scots.
You know, Austin Hernandez, you know, you've got Bryson Abbott over there at BHS. It's, I think, maybe head and shoulders best running back in town. But I tell you what, Austin Hernandez is, at the end of the year, yardage-wise, you're going to see him right there.
There it is. Pass across the middle. They connect to Luke Parra. And he's close.
Highland doing a good job running, mixing it up. Run, pass, run, pass.
First down.
So it's 1st and goal.
It'll be 1st and goal for
About the 4-yard line. Mendez could run it in himself. Throws, whistles blow, no touchdown. Whistles blow, no touchdown. We look at the white hats, see the call. I didn't see any yellow. Oh, here it is down here to our left. The line judge tossed it, so. And it's just going to get nudged up closer to the goal line.
Offsides against the Blades. We will replay first down.
And by the way, the public address announcer, more on that in a moment. Talk about a star-studded night. Man, when you're PA announcer, how about this? They throw it, and it is caught. Touchdown, Highland. And it's caught by Brucker. Touchdown.
Yeah, I tell you what, Highland, great job moving the ball down the field. Run, pass, mixing it up, and that's kind of Coach Gutierrez's MO. He likes to mix it up. He'll put a couple trick plays in there throughout the night. You know, we look at that first drive and we're going, how were these guys 3-8 last year?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. 1 and 3.
Yeah. But
3-8, 1 and 3. Right.
We'll talk about that later with that new league that they're in. You know, they stepped up. They did so well in the East Side League that they got moved up. And now they're playing BHS, Bakersfield Christian, Independence, and Ridgeview in their league. So that 3-8 becomes legit.
So let's
after you look at their schedule.
Let's jump into that now. The score's 7-0. By the way, we're in the first quarter, and we look at these leagues, and the league that we're talking about at this point is the Valley League, which is what Highland is in. On our first show of In the Huddle with myself, Stan Green, and Trevor Horn, Trevor brought up an interesting point, and we both concurred instantly. He said, fellas, in my opinion, this is what Trevor said, the Valley League is going to be quite possibly the most competitive and the biggest storylines of the year. Now, the River League, there's a lot going on. However, Bakersfield Christian High School, Carr, last name coach.
Yeah.
Bakersfield High School, Sheehy, last name coach. Independence, last name Gola. Highland, we got this coach right here in Gutierrez. Ridgeview brings in their new coach.
Yeah, Nathan Clounch.
So you got Clounch at Ridgeview. This is an incredible league, the Valley League, and Highland has got some stiff competition, but East now, seeing if they can get something rolling on their kickoff. Oh, a nice start, and they get nice field position up to the 28-yard line. East High is in the Mountain League, and
pretty easy there, north, south, east, and west, along with Tehachapi. But that last name I just said, Tehachapi, kind of tough.
And for our audience, what Rick meant when he said east was easy to remember, right? North, south, east. The Compass League in Tehachapi. Boy, north, you got Coach Levinson up there.
Yeah.
You know, you've got this is another tough league as well. Tehachapi 11-1 last year, 4-0 overall. So it's going to be a really, really interesting and fun year to call football. No doubt.
You look at that, and you might think Tehachapi deserves to be in that Highlands League.
All right,
they're that good.
Second drive for the Blades.
Oh, nice throw.
We got a man open. Look out. Oh, no. Dominic Heckard, wide open, deep, and he went up with the hands instead of the bucket, and it bounced off his hands, and that was a touchdown.
Throw by Santiago, the East High quarterback. He sat in there like Tom Brady and let that sucker go. That was 50 yards in the air.
Oh, boy. So Dominic Hecker, the senior, jersey 1, he went up open-handed, thought he was going to grab it and go, and it bounced off his hands. And that was a touchdown.
You've got to take advantage of those opportunities. It's not going to happen very often.
And now all of a sudden you've got Coach Gutierrez and his staff saying, all right, wake up, boys. What's happening here? 2nd and 10 on the 27. The keeper, Santiago, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by number 74.
We're just underway here. First quarter action, the first high school game of the week on the Current High Network. Great to have everybody with us. I'm Vance Palm with Rick Van Horn and Julian Wilson. We're at Scotland Yard at 7-0. Highland taking care of business on their second drive. They coughed up the football deep in East territory on the first drive, and East right there had a chance to bounce back with one pass, but now all of a sudden it's 3rd and 10 from their own 27. Santiago takes a long time to get the snap off. Look out. Oh, a nice play. Oh, that was a really good call, actually, but the receiver didn't know it was coming, and that was Barboa. And Santiago, it was almost like a screenplay. He was getting rushed pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. A little miscommunication. Santiago made a nice throw. Actually hit him in the back.
Yeah, he didn't even know.
Just wasn't looking. That's kind of, we talked about that earlier. East High cannot afford to chase the chains this early in the game.
And it could have been a first down had he been ready.
Back deep to receive for your Scots, number 18, Johnny Brucker.
So another punt. Brucker stands at the 40. Another high snap. This one's way too high. Can he get it off? No, he can't. So Luis Celis is the punter, and that ball went way over his head, and now all of a sudden Highland is 1st and goal.
Wow.
From inside the 5, so look out, everybody.
Yeah, this is what East High wanted to avoid, letting Highland get out to a big lead early on, because with their talent and their speed, could get ugly. That's kind of an inexperienced punter there. He's on the 4-yard line. He might as well kick it in the end zone, take the safety, punt it out from the 20. You only give up 2 opposed to maybe 7 here.
Great coaching right there, Rick. That's good observation. And you young coaches out there listening, it's the right call. So now you have the quarterback, Preston Mendez. Run play, wrapped up, line of scrimmage. Good job there. They wrapped them up pretty tight.
By a host of plays, tackled by number 52, Luis Celis.
Luis Celis, probably their best all-around player, East High's.
That's their punter.
Yeah, he's their punter. He starts on the D-line, offensive line.
It'll be 2nd and goal for the Scots.
2nd and goal. This time
Hand off to Hernandez again.
they put it in the ball. They put the ball in Hernandez's hand again. Can't get in.
Tackled by number 16, Chona Alderete.
Good job by East High's defensive line there. If you're Coach Gutierrez, you're going to, you can fool them and throw the slants down here on the 4-yard line, but at times you want to just say, hey, you 5 guys up front, I want to see you push this thing in.
Clock is ticking, 4:35 and counting here. 3's all over the scoreboard. 3rd and 3 on the 3. 3rd and goal. And that's going to be a touchdown for the quarterback, Preston Mendez. Mendez on a keeper, and Highland starting to get rolling here in the first quarter.
Nice little zone read there by Mendez. 2 carries by Hernandez on 1st and 2nd down. Of course, now we're going to fake it to Hernandez, and I'm going to take it out the back door, says Mendez.
The kicker, Aiden Zamora. That's a big kicker right there. 6'1", 6'2" with the cleats. And that goes into the parent zone. And it's 14-0. Rick, we have this new show called In the Huddle. Myself, Stan Green, and Trevor Horn. And we've had 3 shows already. It's going like gangbusters. We are having a great time. Had Coach Gutierrez in there for the first show. We've also had Javier, the guy that's the glue to our entire production, everything about the Kernine Network. Javier was a guest. And next week we have maybe tonight he picks up his 100th win. We'll see. Coach Perucci might get his 100th win. We're also hoping for the Arvin High Bear coach to be here. You haven't got confirmation on that yet, but we're going to have the Arvin at Shafter game next Thursday out at Shafter. My Arvin Bears against the Generals. So we're going to have both coaches hopefully on Monday at 2 o'clock. And then next Friday, Coach, we have a live Friday game day in the huddle at BHS. Never been done before. Look out. Get ready.
Now, is that BHS Frontier next week?
No, Garza. Garza at BHS.
Oh, Garza. Okay. Justin Garza from Fresno.
So check out In the Huddle. It's going to be something special. Already is. Taken at the 14.
Number 7 with the return up the left side. Breaking tackles. And
Another good return. That's at the 32-yard line there. So now we're at the 32-yard line. Let's see if Eastside can get something going here.
They need a good drive right here. They don't want this game to get out of hand, 21-0 first quarter, so they need to get something going here.
And that great opportunity, the first play of the second drive, should have been a touchdown pass. So head coach B.B. Carrasco and his staff trying to put something successful together here for this third drive.
Got to win first down here. Got to win first down. 6 yards or better.
Quarterback Usai Santiago in the shotgun. Ball at the 31-yard line. Takes the snap. They stay on the ground with it. The big fella bursts through for 3 yards. Good call. Good call.
He's a load there, Lenore. Big boy right there. You know, if you're Coach Carrasco, you got a young team. You got to do simple, great. Does that make sense?
It sure does.
Do simple, great. You've got to run, you got to block, and you got to tackle.
Randy Lenore on that carry. 2nd and 6. Santiago, they go back to the ground this time. The coaching staff for the Scotsmen expected it. They expected 2 in a row. They stopped that one.
Both these teams last week had very tough scrimmages. Highland scrimmage Liberty.
Yeah.
East High scrimmage Independence. So this is not their straight out of the gate first game. They've had some good collisions here last week. against Independence and Liberty.
They've already been popping pads.
Yeah.
3rd and 6 on the 36. If you're just getting with us, Kern High Network Game of the Week. First one, week 1. And Highland's up 14-0 in the first quarter. Big 3rd down here. Santiago in the backfield.
Oh, we got a flag here for the back judge.
Flag on the play.
And it looks like it just may be a timeout.
Oh,
and it
timeout.
is. And what we're going to do now is take our first timeout of the evening. We will be back on the Kern High Network Game of the Week right after this.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
After the timeout, with 2.5 left here in this first quarter, big 3rd down here for the East High Blades. Santiago in motion. They hand it off to the big fella. If he cuts up field, he might get it, and he does.
Yeah, he's got the first
what
down.
a great play. What a great play.
45.
And that's a good, solid, strong run there.
That's good enough for an East High first down.
I don't have him on the roster.
I'm telling to our East High Blade fans and fans, friends, and family, sorry, we just weren't given the ultimate correct information on these rosters. We did our own digging and just don't have it all in front of us.
Yeah.
We apologize. And as each week goes, we try to get as succinct and precise and exact stuff as we can get from the schools.
Yeah.
We do apologize for the family of number 25.
You know, East High putting together their best drive. They're going empty here. Santiago's got to make some plays with his legs, and here we go.
Well, you called it, Rick.
Yeah.
Gets 3.
Tackled by number 18, Johnny Brucker. Short gain on the play.
And that goes for both sides of the ball. Mendez has got to make some plays with his legs, and you saw that on the read option where he scored a touchdown. Santiago the same way. He's a big physical kid, good athlete, good baseball player.
2nd and 8. And, you know, sometimes you need to take a couple hits, couple pops, and that's what he did. You know, he got hit pretty good there on that little sneak and says, all right, I can handle it. I got it. 2nd and 8. Just over a minute left here in the first quarter. Takes the snap. Keeps it again, Rick. This time he's drugged down from behind. Boy, that was a really good play there, and I think it was Miguel Garcia. Yes, that's exactly who it was. And they're going to need to run one more play, I think. It's awfully tight. It's going to be really close. 3rd and 10. Santiago jogs back into the huddle. And again, what a stellar late August night here in Kern County.
You couldn't ask for a better night.
Oof. 14 seconds and counting. They're going to have to get it off. 3rd and 10. Here comes the blitz. They come at him. He stays in there, but takes a big hit and pays the price. And that'll actually finish the first quarter. It's 14-0 Highland. We'll be back in the second quarter on the Kern 9 Network Game of the Week. Brought to you, of course, on the Kern 9 Network.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. Vance Palm here. I'm standing next to Rick Van Horn. Long-time partner, been on there a long time, buddy. And Julian Wilson to my right, running everything technical for us, the Kern 9 Networks live stream. That's a perfect snap, and it's a good punt. And everybody clears out, so nice job there on the special teams for the East High Blades, and it'll be stopped at the 19. Oh, some flags coming up late. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of unnecessary roughness going on. We'll see. And while we wait for that, we want to thank Highland High School for hosting us tonight. Also a special thank you to Stan Green, the Kern High School District Superintendents, and our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union for allowing us to put on events like this for our community. Principal of Highland High School, Melissa Donez. The Assistant Principal of Instruction, Jasper King. The Assistant Principal of Administration, the great Brad Hull. Brad, thank you, buddy. Athletics Director, Justin Finch. Mr. Finch has been up here with us already this evening. And the Activities Director, Megan Barber Smith. Thank you to Highland High School. Always an absolute treat to have you with us. And here we go.
We got viewers from the coast. Mr. Jeff Showers just chimed in.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Jeffrey Showers watching us.
In his flip-flops.
Yeah, exactly. He's having a rough night. Jeff, I know you had some killer games at Scotland Yard. There's a nice start right there. Yeah. Fires it right out to Munoz. And Munoz gets it to the 28-yard line. So Highland, their offense stands over here on the sidelines just chomping at the bit, Rick. And once they get on the field, I mean, the very first snap, the crispness of it, it's already super crisp, very clear cut. Their intentions are very obvious. We are here to strike and strike quickly, and they're doing it. Toss out to the right side. Uh-oh, the dangerous Hernandez. Look out, one cut, two cut. Hernandez looking to get free. He just might do it. To the 40, to the 30. Oscar Hernandez, no flags, gone. Touchdown, Highland.
Well, we talked about him early. We'll talk about him in the middle. We'll talk about him late.
Chris, clear intentions, attack, touchdown.
Yeah. He's very tough out in open space, just like they got him. And Coach Gutierrez, simple little swing pass, and let Hernandez do the rest.
Zamora now with the wind at his back, the wind blowing out of the northwest. This thing probably could get over the fence around the track. It's up and it's good. Rick, let's 21-0. South and Ridgeview last night. That's already behind us. Chavez at Del Oro.
Del Oro gets was that their first varsity win?
20 unanswered points or something like that late in the deal. Let me look at my notes.
I believe that's their first varsity win. They've got seniors this year, so they've got a full school.
Del Oro, the big come from behind win. The Arvin Bears tonight are at Lindsay. My Bears. Coach Reynolds, see if they can put something together before that big Shafter game next Thursday we're going to be calling. old school Delano High School at new school Miramonte. I still consider Miramonte new, you know. I mean, it's been around for a while, but in my mind, it's still new.
Number 7.
Morro Bay at Foothill. Well, I tell you what, Trevor made a good point on in the huddle. Morro Bay,
they're tough.
No, but what a break they get. They come over here August 23rd and it's 70 degrees.
Yeah.
Normally, those coastal teams come over here and they're like,
well,
what the heck? Now they come over here and it's 70.
East High, their last loss last year was a first-round playoff game to Morro Bay, 27-26. Year before that same way. So if you go over there in the late fall.
Oh, big hit.
He is brought down by number 14.
You don't want to play in Morro Bay late in the year because there's fog, it's cold, it's wet.
Jacob Pinto, the return man, took a big hit. Just underway here in the second quarter. Vance Palm alongside Rick Van Horn, Julian Wilson. The East High Blades at Highland. Back in the distance behind the visitor stands. Beautiful aquatic center being built.
10 on the 15 for the Blades.
Coach Gutierrez in the huddle said when he gets finished, he wants the swimming competition against myself, Trevor, and Stan.
To number 20, Frankie Gonzalez.
Well, that's a nice look right there.
That's what
Frankie
they need.
Gonzalez.
Tackled by number 14, Adrian Quadras.
Nice throw, nice catch by Santiago.
Play for the Blades. It'll be second and short.
Pass like that, a handoff to Lenore. Get Borboa involved.
We talk about you got to win first down. They just did. Now they got a second and long one here.
Ball on the 26-yard line.
Good to have our buddy, the voice of the Renegades, up here, Robert. Consternation on his face, though. Pensive, watching the Blades. Second and 10.
Handoff up the middle, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. Still
Big hits, but he's still up, Borboa. Nice, strong, tough run.
That's going to be close there.
On a second and 1, I don't know.
Good swarm by the Scotsman. It looks like it'll be third and short for the Blades.
Ooh. So now you bring in Randy Lenore.
Well, looks like it's another third and long one. Don't think they gained. The refs didn't give them anything on that play.
A little bit of a quick whistle there, too, when you've got somebody as strong as Borbeau, who's hard to bring down. I don't know that he was all the way down, but we're under 10 minutes left here in the first half. It's 21-0, Highland up at Scotland Yard.
Short for the Blades.
Yellow flag comes out, and it's going to be a timeout taken by East High School. Also, we have a greetings from the city in the hills. Speaking of Bakersfield College, the Alvarez family. Matt saying hello. So to make sure, tell Rick that my dad says hello. Oh, so
yeah,
Coach Alvarez not saying hi to me. Not saying hi to me, but saying hi to.
You know, Coach Alvarez has got a brand new grandbaby.
Oh, yeah.
Grandson, I should say.
Very well aware of it. And beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Bree, his daughter, who teaches at East. Had a baby this summer.
Hello, Alvarez family. Always great to hear from you. Can't wait for the Renegades. I think it's September 7th, I believe. 5 p.m. kickoff, something special like that. Looking forward to it. Okay, after the timeout on a 3rd and 1.
Third down.
From the shotgun, and they give it to the big fella. And they didn't have him pound the line. They didn't have him go in there and beat the seam down. They thought they would get him from the backfield. He'd hand it off in the shotgun.
He just beat that tackle right across his face and got 3 yards deep in the backfield before.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
And it looks like East selects a punt back deep to receive for your Scots, number 18, Johnny Brucker.
So it's 4th down.
We had 4th and 1. Now it's 4th and about 5 here. East High punting for the 4th time tonight. Gets the punt off. Fairly good punt. They get the East High bounce there. Highland's going to take it on in the East High territory with 8:26 left on the clock in the second quarter. Up 21-zip.
Well, Rick,
If they go up 28-0, we got some problems here, especially if you're East High.
some more games this weekend tonight. Oakland, not that Oakland. Oakland, Kern Valley. That's a long ride. I mean, it's Oakland in the Bay Area, but it's not the Raiders. But
Right.
It's Oakland. That's a long drive. You're going 4 to 5 hours to get to Bakersfield proper, then up to Kern Valley. They're going to need a rest.
Yeah.
Ooh, how about this one?
Ooh, that'll be
Coach
a good
Mackey,
one.
Stockdale High School.
Oh, I think it's a fumble.
Out! Stockdale at North.
Stockdale at North.
What an interesting game that is.
Coach Levinson
Yep.
getting it right out of the gate.
Very interesting game.
That might be a game they can win, though, against Stockdale. They called that a fumble, not a forward pass.
Under 8 minutes. Oh, man, a nice rollout on a 2nd and 18. It was intended out there for Luke Parra, no connection.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and about 20 for Highland. First time they've had to chase the chains all night long. 3rd and 20.
Great notes here from my buddy Robert. Santiago and Lenore, their cousins. Uh-oh. And he gets awfully close and probably close enough for a fourth down.
Big game for the Scots. Tackled by number 24.
Probably close enough for an easy call for, 4th and 1. They're going to go for it. Nice run there.
Well, you had about a 98% chance Hernandez was going to touch the ball.
Hard count and a perfect call from the Highland offense.
Encroachment against the Blaze.
Wow. You have them 3rd and 20.
Yep, I know. 3rd and 20, then they give up the long play over there to Austin Hernandez. Almost had him back here for what would have been a 4th and 8, 4th and 9-ish around there. Now all of a sudden with the hard count, it's 1st and 10. And they go to the air. They go to the far side in the back corner. Has him, and it's a beautiful pitch and a beautiful catch, and it's Johnny Brucker.
Johnny Brucker.
And they say he is out of bounds.
Nice throw by the sophomore Mendez. Just laid it out there. Brucker had his man beat by a good 3 yards there.
Wow, what a beautiful pass over the shoulder.
We talked about they like to isolate Brucker, put him on the single receiver side, isolate him on a DB. He's going to win most of those battles.
And it's a quick 28-0 lead here.
Was a touchdown by Johnny Brucker, and Aiden Zamar's PAT is up and good.
And we'll take a short break here on the Kern 9 Network. Back right after this, 28-0. Thank you, brother. You're the man. Appreciate it, big dog.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
Lewis, Tony Mills.
Kicking off for the Scotsman, number 28, Aiden Zamora.
28-0 with 6:52 still remaining in the first half. Thank you to the legendary Brad Hull, big-time wrestler, great Kern Network wrestling analyst, and he just brought us some tacos. Ball is mishandled. Pinto picks it up, hit hard at the 15-yard line.
Return up the right side, short gain on the play, tackled by a swarm of Scots.
Stockdale at North, another big one. Interesting to see how Levy does. See what Mackey's got going at Stockdale.
Yeah,
Mendota, how about Mendota at Golden Valley? The Bulldogs, Rick, that's a tough squad, man.
Coach Kane's got him going.
That's a tough squad.
He's figured it out. He's got him going. They'll be ready. That North Stockdale, or the
Stockdale North?
Well, Coach Levinson's brand new.
Wind is really in the Blades' face here. Coming right off the northwest. They try to do something on the ground. Flag on the play.
Usually coming from there, it could be some kind of hold against the Blades.
Look at that River League Frontier, 10-1, 4-0 last year, won the conference. Liberty, Coach Nixon retires, takes the core of the staff into retirement with him.
Coach Boland takes over, yeah.
Garces Memorial has the Lumberjack, the General Grant coaching.
And the last score we got, they were up 7-0 in the first quarter against Paraclete.
Very good. And then with Centennial, you've got Richie Boland. Sterrett. You're talking about a very, very tough squad. Liberty with Boland, Stockdale with Mackey, a lot going on. Looks like
nice.
The Golden Hawks are up in that game.
I tell you what, Arnez Lee, we've called his name quite a bit this game on that defensive side.
One of the games we haven't got to yet, and Robert just told me, the Palmdale at Liberty game, Liberty's down 14-0. Trevor's called that one. Look out. Interesting stuff.
I'll tell you what, those desert schools are no slouch.
That's exactly what Stan.
Paraclete's at Garces tonight.
It's exactly what Stan talked about it in the huddle, man. You can't mess with these desert teams. They are tough teams. Can't ever take them for granted.
Well, back in the day, it used to be Antelope Valley and Quartz Hill. Now it's kind of moved out to Paraclete, who's a private school there, and Palmdale. A lot of growth out there. And speaking of growth, a lot of growth here on the east side, especially for Highland, because if you look at East High, they're kind of they're landlocked. You take a circle and draw it 2 miles around the school, and that's what you got. But if you look out toward the Rio Bravo area, City of the Hills, that's all Highland district, and a lot of people moving in. A lot of good talent coming Highland's way.
Trevor Horn just tells us that Independence up 14-7 now. Ricky Johnson just had a 29-yard run. Oh, the incomplete pass there on a 3rd and 21.
And Independence is playing. Who's Independence playing?
They're over at the coast.
It'll be 4th and long.
Pioneer Valley.
Pioneer Valley, okay.
So they're up 14-7.
Fourth and a
Blades are
barnyard here. We got about 4th and 25 for the Blades.
Heels on the back line for the punter. Got it off though, but unbelievable situation for an opportunity for Highland to strike on 1st and 10 from the 29 of East High School. So
I think
Highland in full control.
Scotsmen have a man down. That looks like Arnez Lee. I think he ran into his own player there, trying to block that punt. But he's back up on his feet. .5:18 remaining in the half. 28-0. Highland up big time right now on East High.
High school game of the week. Week 1, Vance Palm alongside Rick Van Horn. Julian Wilson, great to have you with us. Next Thursday night, we'll be up at Shafter, Arvin at Shafter, and then, how about this? Let's watch this play first. Mendez fires it up, and it is caught. Touchdown again to Brucker. Again, it's Brucker.
That's twice. Same play, same result. They're getting a little combination, getting a little chemistry there.
Right, another beautiful pass right over the shoulder. Read it perfectly.
Stockdale, or I should say Highland, plays Stockdale next week.
Tonight, North High's up 7-0 on Stockdale.
PAT up in, we got an offsides on East. It's going to be declined. 35-0, 5 minutes, 11 seconds left in the second quarter.
They're going to do it one more time. In the Huddle will be 2 o'clock Monday. Huge recap show. We'll have as many highlights as we can cram in. Got 2 special guests. Oh, man, just gets it up. Flag on the play. That's roughing the kicker. It goes through, though. Zamora gets it 35-0 here with 5:11 left.
Roughing the kicker against East.
So a roughing the kicker penalty will be implemented on the kickoff. Boy, Highland, Scotland Yard's rolling, huh? These kids are fired up. Their school's back.
Good turnout, good support.
Great weather. They're up 35-0.
Talked about standing room only, both end zones.
Yeah. East High showed up too, made the drive
2 miles.
1.3 miles to get over here.
I tell you what, I don't think I've passed a school that hasn't been under construction. I go by. VHS is under major construction. East High's under major construction. And one thing you got to give Coach Carrasco, he's got no practice field. They're redoing the practice field at East, so they've got nowhere to practice. They're kind of crammed into a outfield of the baseball diamond with 2 teams sharing 1 practice field. And then you come up to Highland here, and they're major construction.
So salt on the wound here for the Blades. Not that it really may matter that much. The ball's probably just going to fly deep out of the end zone. The kickoff will take place on the East 45. So you're looking at Aiden Zamora, the senior kicker, who's perfect tonight. 5 of 5 for PATs. He might just try to get himself a 55-yarder just for fun. Let's see if he does it, Rick. It's up, and it's just a pitching wedge deep into the end zone. Yeah. So with 5:11 left in the first half, it is all Highland so far. Rick, our very first show in the Huddle in the second quarter, second segment, we're so slick and so smart, second quarter, second segment. We went under the hood and talked about the playoff revisions and all the time that Stan spends up in the CIF meetings and everything that broke it down. And he and Trevor, they can go through the minutia of us like nobody, right? And they were really digging deep on how it all plays out. And Stan believes that it's going to really bear its fruit and come to fruition at the end of the season. And it's going to really start to play out in a positive manner, and teams going up and teams coming down. And we'll see. We'll see. Long ways away, but you look at a team like Highland tonight, and boy, they look as sharp as ever in week 1. That's Barboa.
We are looking ahead in that third game. Highland plays Kennedy. And I tell you what, they better strap it up. That Kennedy group out of Delano is good. Then they've got Kingsburg, who's another playoff perennial team. So you've got Kennedy, Kingsburg, back to back before they get a little break with Porterville, and then they open up the league with BHS.
BHS tonight playing Fresno Edison at Fresno. That's an old school game. Screenplay, and it works. Oh, Borboa gets the first down. That's a nice play by Jacob Borboa. Centennial at Visalia Redwood.
Looks like it'll be good enough for an East High first down.
Morro Bay, we talked about that at Foothill. Tomorrow, Frontier at El Dorado Hills in Oak Ridge. Man, Rick, that's no joke for a first game for Frontier. Coach Bandy, wow. That's no joke at all. Going up to Folsom in that area, play El Dorado. That's a powerhouse school. First and 10. Nice first down for the Blades.
Nice.
That's Frankie Gonzalez. 2 first downs.
Like taking candy from a baby there. Very, very simple. Little stick route, little hitch route. That's been about their best plays tonight.
Next Thursday, Arvin and Schaffer will be calling that. And then next Friday, we'll go through that list here in a bit. Oh, we got a timeout. Perfect time. 3:26 left here in the half. Next Friday, Garza at BHS. We're going to do our live show on campus Friday. We're thinking noonish. We'll let everybody know. Independence at South. So Coach Gola will have his first game at the helm of Independence High School in the city at South High School. Next Friday, Highland at Stockdale, Taft at Del Oro, Sierra Pacific at Golden Valley, Ridgeview at Wasco, Frontier at Brentwood Liberty. Woo. So they're going from Folsom to Beverly Hills, east at Cabrillo, Atascadero at North, Miramonte goes to Yosemite and plays Oakhurst, Kern Valley at Reedley, Emmanuel, and Foothill at Cal City. So a busy schedule for all these schools right out of the gate. 3:24 left here in the half. East High School trying to put something together here and get on the scoreboard. It's a 35-0 lead, and they need to make something happen here. In the shotgun, Santiago flushed out of the pocket. It's a nice play. Another first down. He slides and gets the first down to the 40-yard line. So we're starting to piece something together here. It looks good.
Yeah, got plenty of time. Got 3:17 left in the second quarter, so you got plenty of time. Don't have to rush anything here.
Nice, smart play.
We talked about Santiago's got to make plays. For this offense to go, he's got to make plays with his legs.
Santiago back to pass again.
Some nice protection for Santiago. Cuts back up, and he's starting to put it together here. He's brought down about the 34-yard line. Oh, tough tackle, a rough tackle. The hit was made by Nicholas Gonzalez. Just one of those tough tackles where you get pulled backwards, and oh my gosh, he's helmet off, and he is down.
Probably the worst thing Coach Carrasco wanted to see tonight.
Last thing he wants to see, and we'll take a break here on the Kern High Network. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Kern High Network.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
Hey, let's stay away for a minute. Yeah, let's stay away for a minute if we can. Okay, he's up. Maybe. You're good, huh?
Round of applause for Isaiah Santiago.
Well, Rick, that's great to see. Santiago up and being helped to the sideline. With the score being what it is, I don't know that we'll see him back. Even if he says to the coach, I'm good. I don't know.
Like I said, that's the worst nightmare Coach Carrasco could have had.
So now you have Christian Tellez.
Number 16, Levi Delgado. It'll be second and 4 on the 34 for the Blades.
Correction. Again, incorrect information. It's Levi Delgado.
Delgado back to pass. He let them fly over the middle.
And right away, Levi Delgado's 1 for 1. Yeah. Connects out there with Heckert.
Levi Delgado, it was a good battle in preseason for the starting job. So East High's not dropping off with Levi Delgado in there. So he's, through his high school career, he's got a lot of snaps on the lower levels. And as you saw there, he's very composed.
Delgado back to pass again.
Screenplay. And the big fella hauls it in.
Wrestled down by number 7, Nicholas Gonzalez.
That's Lenore. Under 2.
It'll be second and 8. Ball on the 20-yard line for the Blades.
Delgado looking good coming in here these last 2 plays. 2 for 2.
A junior.
Minute 30 left in this second quarter.
Whistles blow.
False start against East. We will replay second down.
That's going to put East into about a 2nd and 14.
Rick, next week, Garza at BHS. Your thoughts? High school up there, north.
Well, you know,
named after a great player.
Well, great coach up there. Died of cancer, Justin Garza. Right next to Central, and you know how tough Central's been the last decade. So what Garza did was kind of alleviate some of the talent from Central.
That's one way of putting it.
And they're not bad. Do not overlook them.
And that'll be a special game at home at BHS next Friday night. Delgado, under duress, gets rid of it and connects. That's a nice pass, nice play.
Nice.
Wow, he was
nice play by Delgado. Nice throw.
Arnez Lee all over him.
You got 42 seconds and a running clock as the receiver did not get out of bounds. 2 timeouts left for East High. Well, they're going to use one now.
Timeout Highland.
Oh, Highland takes the timeout. Wow.
32 seconds remain in the half. It's a 35-0 start here. So when we start the third quarter, I believe we'll be in running clock. I believe that's the case.
If it stays the way it is, I believe so.
A lot of people have circled on their calendar October 11th. That's just you can't help yourself. That's what you do. You look at the schedules. You see what's coming out. October 11th, Friday night. Frontier Liberty. Richie Bolin and his Patriots taking on Chris Bandy and the Titans. It's a big one.
Oh, here we go. Got a lot of talent this year. Delgado back.
Floats it out, and it's picked off by Austin Hernandez. He read it perfectly, saw it coming, and got it. So the threat that the East High Blades thought they may put in.
Receiver got tangled up with Hernandez, fell down. Hernandez makes a good play, picks it off, kills the drive. Highland probably going to run out the clock here. 26 seconds left. They're up 35-0.
I don't know.
You might give Hernandez. I'm going to say they're going to give him a swing pass out of the backfield in this series. Try to score one more time.
Coach Gutierrez knows he'll be in this position.
26 seconds remaining in the first half.
Fumble. Oh, he's on the ground. Look out. Will he get out? He might. Flings it out there and almost caught, actually. So with 18 seconds, that was dangerous. Almost a safety.
So they were going for the big one there.
Good improv by Preston Mendez.
18 seconds left.
Down for the Scots.
During half, we'll take a short break and let you enjoy the Highland High School festivities, the marching band.
I think Highland's going to take one more shot. If they don't get it here, shut it down, go into halftime with 35-point lead.
They take it now. Oh, big hit. Man, Hernandez lowered the shoulder, and that was that. And I don't see anybody stopping the clock, and that's going to do it. First half, 35-0. All Highland. It's a big, big lead, and we'll be back in the third quarter on the Kern High Network.
Your Highland Scots 35, East High 0.
Oh. What's up, big dog? How you doing? Good, good. By the way, you guys are talking Liberty. What's that?
Let's go,
Unless Julian's going to take those down. Oh, he'll take them down. Absolutely. Oh, fight wheel dropping? Oh, what? What? Girl fight? Big fight. Oh. Putting against Highland and not action outside.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
I'm telling you, that guy's a kid who plays, but it's right here. He's just never, freshman year, his first time playing football, and he's a little skittish. If we can get him to calm down, he could be an actual quarterback. Yeah.
Tonight,
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I've worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activities, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. Having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs. Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff. For me, wanting to be a vet when I'm older, it prepares me. All the stuff that I'm learning in ag is definitely going to help me.
I'm in ag communications. Anything that you see on the Facebook page is what we do, and pictures, and we do all the posters that are around campus, anything that just promotes ag.
Our students are all part of the FFA organization, and through that we have a chapter officer team. We do monthly chapter meetings because we're trying to get them involved outside of class so they can find something that they're interested in, and they need something that's going to hook them so that they're ready for life after high school.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had a chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
We're in manufacturing engineering. We design parts, 3D parts, 2D parts, we create assemblies.
It's helping me get training in all of this stuff, like the computer programs that we have here, the machines that we have here. We learn a lot of math in here, mostly geometry and fractions, because I love math. That's why I'm in this class.
Mr. Lemmy, he's a great instructor.
So the problem is this piece itself.
He really goes hands-on with us. He helps us as much as we can. We've learned a lot from him.
Right now we're supplying students that are skilled in the safety, the basic operation of machine work, and then they also leave with some soft skills. They understand they have to be on time. They understand that they have to get up and talk to people. Most of them are walking out of here with a solid foundation in the entry level of a trade.
They can have a job anywhere they go because they have a basic understanding of what it's going to take to put products out that people are going to use.
Hopefully this is a good career for me. You know, end up doing something good, have a good life, and make some money.
Well, we're learning a lot, and especially with just the basic knowledge of what you would need for an entry-level job.
All the basic skills to be a medical assistant in a doctor's office or a clinic.
You're leaning on it, and that'll make a difference.
And then they also do on-the-job training, and they work in doctor's offices or clinics throughout Kern County. The kids are job ready, and many of them are employed before the end of the school year. They're promised a job, as well as they continue their education. We have many registered nurses out there and even physicians.
I'm thinking I want to be an anesthesiologist. So a lot of school, but it'll be worth it in the end.
what a game designer is, what they do, and how video games are made, and how to deconstruct them.
We're also going to be teaching the hard skills, which includes learning the Unreal Engine. And what the Unreal Engine is it's a game development tool that students will be able to use to make their very own video games. And this is something that actually industry professionals use every day to make some of the top-selling games. They're all the same size. You're all on the same plane. There's no undulating terrain or anything like that.
Our instructor, he's really amazing. He encourages everybody. He's really fun, and he makes learning fun.
So they've got top-of-the-line computers here, and they're set up to excel. I would be surprised if other students their age coming out of high school would have anywhere near the level of expertise that these guys are going to have.
He was sending me. Hey, if we have another game, you gotta come over and say hi. All right, see you, babe. Hey, what Renegades look like? Good, athletic, but that quarterback position is gonna.
So who's gonna get the first nod?
We'll see, maybe Malachi.
Yeah, that's no chump change.
That's not, but considering how much Carson grew, man.
Yeah, of course.
To receive for the East High plate is number 7 and number 3, Jaime Fernandez.
He's a tough kid, man. All right, we're back. What a halftime. Am I allowed to say it? Tacos? Can we talk? Can we remember the old days? Remember the old days we had like tri-tip contests. We used to have tri-tip contests. Well, it's 35-0. I'm Vance Palm. I've got Rick Van Horn to my left, Julian Wilson to my right. This is the Kern High Network Game of the Week. First game. Robert, good to see you, brother.
Scratch is number 28, Aiden Zamora.
And here we go. East High will receive.
Fernandez takes the kick. And he is tripped up by number 14.
And that's Borboa.
Quadras.
And Borboa looks a little banged up. And I believe we're going to see Delgado.
I think you are. And like I said, they don't drop off too much. You know, Isai Santiago took the ankle injury in the second quarter. He was their starter. 2-year starter. He actually started last year.
It'll be first and 10.
Delgado is a junior. They had a good battle in preseason from what Coach Carrasco says. And Delgado came in and hit 3 out of 4 late in that second quarter.
So Delgado will get the call. We go hard count. I like that idea. And they give it to the big fella. And Rick,
Lenore.
This is what we talked about.
Yeah.
You know, just start this. You're down 35-0. Start this thing off. Let's get some plays under our belt. We have a long season ahead of us.
Yeah. And if you coach Carrasco, like I said, you want to do simple, great. Block and tackle, run. Once you get that done, throw in the catch and the throws.
Got a score 7-7 at North High School. Liberty down 14-7 in their tough road game.
Handoff again to Lenore, and he breaks 2
And
tackles.
Lenore,
Up the
goodness.
middle. Good gain on the play, running hard. Tackled by a host of Scots.
Trying to find out what year Lenore is. You have it on yours?
I do. Rick, 1 second. Lenore is a junior.
A junior. Well, he's a load. Arnez Lee.
Wow. By the way, Santiago, the quarterback that went down, and Lenore, their cousins, both are nephews of the East High legend, head counselor, head baseball coach, Art Gonzalez, goes by Tootie. Both baseball players, by the way.
Yeah. Santiago, and I don't know, I think it was him that broke his wrist last baseball season. So he's had some bad luck.
It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Blaze. Ball on the 35-yard line.
Ball goes up, it's tossed, and underthrown. Got kind of caught up in that wind. Incomplete pass.
That'll make it 4th and 6 for the Blaze.
That voice you hear, the PA announcer, the one and only Cam Roberson.
Yeah.
I mean, I walked in, I heard that voice, and I walked in, I said, dude, he goes, hey, VP. And I said, young man, what's up? Been coaching up at the Renegades for the last couple of years. Now he's teaching at Emerson, getting his teaching affairs in order, wants to coach.
Had a great career at Bakersfield College, went to the University of Massachusetts. We got a punt here. He gets it off. He's had some trouble with those snaps.
That's a good one. Nice one. No flags, so it'll be Highland on a 1st and 10. And boy, Cam looks as big and strong as he ever was.
Yeah. One thing you notice, it's East High every time they line up for the punt. It's an adventure because they've got him lined up at only 10 yards. So there could be a couple things that the snapper doesn't have that Dameron zip on it, I call it.
Oh.
Preston Mendez at quarterback.
So you got to scoot the punter up.
Backfield with him is number 3, Tino Callaway. Mendez back to pass.
Mendez starts things off. Andy Munoz.
Short gain on the play.
So let's talk quarterbacks.
Tackled by number
You coached a bunch of them.
Yep.
You play with a bunch of them. I'm sure at some stage in your youth, all coming through it, you were behind center. You did it all. Let's talk about what you see in Preston Mendez.
I like Mendez. He's surrounded by weapons, which makes his job a lot easier. He's kind of much like a point guard, and you know that. He just gets it to the right guy.
Oh.
Nice tackle there by 57.
Yeah, that was a nice. Angel Ontiveros just stayed on it and didn't give up.
That run was good enough for a Highland Scots.
Mendez, only a sophomore, stepping up with some guys that can play. Austin Hernandez, Brucker, done a great job dealing the ball, getting the ball to Brucker, Hernandez.
Mendez, nice timing there, nice tackle, and Jaime Fernandez, jersey number 3, hits jersey number 3, Tino Callaway. Nice job there, but you almost get the sense from me to you, from you to me, that Coach Gutierrez and his staff playing a little rope-a-dope here on this.
Well, you saw
they're
some
peeking around.
Yeah, you saw some numbers that weren't in there that last series, and one of them is, of course, number 5, Austin Hernandez. That might be it for him.
You know, what a luxury in the third quarter of the first week just to have everybody, have players like Austin Hernandez just take a break. Here's Gonzalez, close to a first down. It'll be 3rd and short.
I think that's Gonzalez's 3rd catch of the night. You know, he's kind of the short guy, and Brecker's the deep guy. And Fernandez is just kind of all around.
Callaway, can he break one? He does. Break 2. Can he stay up? He's still on his feet. Oh, goodness, to the 30-yard line. What a strong run by the junior Tino Callaway.
That was a 3rd and 1. Big run there for 18.
Seven, 18 and counting. It's all Highland so far. And again, we want to give our thank you, and I will do it after this play on a 1st and 10. Mendez rolls to his left, tosses to his left, and it's a nice pitch and catch out there to Parra. I'll hold off on thanking Highland. There may be a score coming, and I want to make certain that I recognize everyone appropriately. So is that 1st and goal, Coach?
That is going to be inside the 10. Yeah, 1st and goal. You know, if you're Coach Gutierrez, this time of the part of the game where you're up 35, you can work on some stuff that maybe you think
like
you're
that.
Yeah, and most of the time it's the run game.
Short gain on the play. Tackled by a bunch of blades.
You know, they play Stockdale next week, so you don't want to give away a lot of your offense throwing the ball around.
To the corner, a nice toss, and a really nice catch out there by Johnny Brucker. Wow.
Number 18, Johnny Brucker.
You know,
that was special.
That's Brucker's 3rd touchdown catch of the night. And I was just kind of, for our player of the game, we got Brucker with 3 touchdowns. You got Hernandez, who's got 2. And then you've got Arnaz Lee on the defensive side, who's had a hell of a game.
Isn't that 4 for Brucker?
Well, it might be. He caught a slant on the first
2 of
touchdown.
them back
2
there.
Deep ones. That one, yeah, he might have 4. And now, if he's got 4, that means Preston.
Well,
means Preston Mendez has thrown 4 touchdowns. So now he's a candidate.
Well, you and I are smart guys, man. That's why they've got us up here, Rick. So an awesome showing tonight from quarterback Preston Mendez and pretty much everybody for the Highland Scotsmen. But Johnny Brucker, some over-the-shoulder catches. That one was a go up there and grab it catch. Kept his feet in, very impressive. He didn't just fall out and just say, I will try it next time. He really made the effort to get his tippy toes in there. So it's 42-0.
Brucker, 6'2", 175-pound senior. Had good stats last year returns as one of the better receivers in town.
Back deep to receive.
Julian Wilson tonight with us. Great to have Julian back in our sights. He was the producer of yesterday's In the Huddle.
Kicking off for the Scots is number 28.
He's still recovering from the bear hug. Julian give you a hug tonight?
No, I don't let him hug me. Big old guy.
You want long kick. Oh, right at the 1 yard line. Pinto decides to take it, and Pinto gets up to about the 17-yard line. Boy, that was way back there.
Nice little run by Pinto, number 17.
So East going to try to put something together here.
Or I should say, 17 is Bourbon for East.
Borboa?
Borboa.
It'll be 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line for the Blades.
So the Blades had their quarterback, Usai Santiago, go down at the end of the first half. And so now it's Levi Delgado. They keep the ball on the ground. They give it to Lenore.
Chugging forward for a gain of maybe 1. Tackled by number 17, Colby.
Boy, great to hear. I mean, he's someone like Cam Roberson. You're talking about a big time athlete. He's on the mic, and he sounds great. He sounds fantastic. He goes, look, Vance, I'm just trying to be like Van Horn. I said, man, you got a lot of work ahead of you to get to Rick.
I tell you what, I still remember him. And he was a Garces High, and then he goes to BC. And the thing about him is kickoff returns and punt returns. He could run.
He could deliver the blow afterwards. I mean, he would hammer dudes that tried to tackle him. 2nd and 8. Lenore. Trying to get to the outside now. Talk about hammering, guys. Lenore. Oh, man, he runs over Davenport Jr. Randy Davenport Jr. went in there to lay the hit down. You might think about that one again. Man, that's a strong run by Lenore. You know what's crazy? The reason I brought up Cam a second time right now is because when I saw Lenore with the earlier run, I said he reminds me a little bit of Cam Roberson, how he delivers a punch at the end of the throw. And sure enough, right there, he ran over Davenport.
Looked a little like Leon Denweed or
Earl Campbell.
Sammy Stewart, remember him from
of course.
Liberty?
Of course I do. Remember Sammy Stewart, like he played 8 years there.
Yeah.
He made such an impact his sophomore year that he was just on almost every highlight for the Patriots.
Lenore again up the middle.
This time he gets stuffed by that strong Highland defense. You talked about this Highland defense right out of the gate tonight, as we know they have a lot of offensive tools, but that defense, I mean, obviously it's 42-0.
Yeah, when you come in with a sophomore quarterback, you've got some offensive weapons, but their whole thing was that linebacking core: Callaway, Nick Gonzalez, and Roman Robles, Frank Wright.
We talked to head coach Michael Gutierrez on In the Huddle on Monday, our Monday show. And he did 2 segments with us, and we were able to kind of really pick his brain on a lot of different things. And he talked about the learning process, the maturation process. He's the most tenured coach now. Oh, nice couple of big hits, and he's hung in there. And I'll tell you what, he is really hanging in there. After a couple of big hits, he's taking the hits and staying on his feet. So another big run by Jacob Borboa.
Borboa. You know, East has got some bright spots, and one of them is Lenore. And
if you could put the Lenore-Barboa connection going, get that rolling.
Figure that chemistry out. Now Levi, I don't know. We don't know the extent of Santiago's injury. But like I said, they don't
Back to pass, he gets it on.
drop off much with Delgado.
Well, Arnaz Lee is somebody we've mentioned his name a couple of times, but we can certainly talk a little bit more about that young man. Jersey number 12.
You know, he's only a junior. He's 6 foot 205, only a junior. And he's been in that backfield all night long.
He's coming off the field for a second here. Go talk to his coaches, assistant coaches Chris Jaquez, David and Josh Ubetta. Boy, there's some names. And he came over to chat with his coach for a minute. And coach gave him a big pat on the helmet right there. Love to see it. And he goes, young man, you're doing awesome. Just keep it up. High snap, and it's trouble again, and he has to go down to get it. And again, the punter is Luis Celis. He's a guard, a defensive end, and a defensive tackle, and they're putting him back there to punt. And he had to go up to get the snap again. So trouble all night long for the East High Blades on their punt team.
Yeah, that's the second time they haven't got the punt off. Bad snaps. Ended up fumbling. Ended up giving Highland the ball on the 4 on the first bobbled snap.
Clock is stopped. Not exactly sure why the clock is stopped on that. Huh. Juan Carlos Tellez. Oh, big blocks up there. Oh, goodness. And Barboa took a huge hit.
We got a flag down.
So flag on the play. The officials make a quick call. And it is horse collar on East High School, and it's an automatic first down.
And they've stopped the clock again. My understanding was if a team got up 35, it would be a running clock second half. And maybe they've changed that this year. Or is that just the fourth quarter?
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, I'm asking. Usually it's been second half.
1st and 10. Hand off to the right side. And, boy, you got Callaway running the ball like that. Hernandez. They've putting together a nice little squad here. Oh, and it looks like it might be Ontiveros might have his finger stuck in the cage of the helmet. Look at this.
Official timeout.
An official's timeout.
Well,
the helmet came off of
68,
Justin Escueda, and it looks as though Angel Ontiveros, he got his finger out of there. He said, stop, everybody, stop. Yeah. Everybody, you see him? He was like, whoa, 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 everyone stop. My finger's in the face mask.
Well, let me ask you this. If you're Coach Gutierrez, how long do you leave Preston Mendez in?
End of the third.
Okay.
End of the third. They're getting ready to score. They're at, the 6-yard line. Put it in one more time, and then from there, that'll probably be it.
A round of applause for number 57, Angel.
Only because I'm looking on the roster, and there's only one quarterback on there, and that's Preston Mendez.
It'll be 2nd and 2, ball on the 5-yard line for the Scots.
Second and goal from the 2, and it looks like it's going to take it in himself.
Preston Mendez with the QB keeper up the left side.
And so now he's got
2 running touchdowns. He's got 4 passing touchdowns. He's accounted for 6. Putting a lot of pressure. You've got a guy that's caught 4 touchdowns. He's accounted for 6. Man.
And our director, Julian, was telling us, don't forget about player of the game.
Yeah, he's going to have a hard decision on this one.
You know what we could always do? We could always pull the old
double Rooney.
Hey,
double-double?
No. What you do is, hey, look, there was 4 touchdown passes, 3 touchdown runs, and the quarterback was involved in all of them, but so was the center. The center snapped them all.
Number 45.
Well, we have our first flaw of the game.
And now we do have a running clock.
Well, the first flaw of the game, the Scotsmen missed the PAT. Can you believe it? It's now 48-0. We do have running clock now, so very impressive start here for the Highland Scotsmen. I'm sure Coach Gutierrez will take a lot with him back to the locker room. Coach Carrasco will get back to East High tonight and tomorrow and start taking a look at their next week and what they've got going. I want to take an opportunity again to thank Highland High School for hosting us tonight. Very special thank you to the Director of School Services, Stan Green, and everyone at the Kern High School District, all of the superintendents. Thank you so much to Valley Strong Credit Union. You give us the opportunity to put on events like this for our community. The administration at Highland, the principal, Melissa Donez, the AP of Instruction, Jasper King, the AP of Administration, the legend, Brad Hull, the athletics director, our very good friend, Justin Finch, and the activities director. Boy, has she done a great job tonight, Megan Barber-Smith. This place is hopping. Scotland Yard, as always. Barboa got banged up a couple times on that last series.
He's running up the right side. Breaking tackle, still on his feet.
And it takes another big hit.
Wrapped up and brought down.
That'll do it. Fourth quarter comes to an end. When we come back, I believe it's a running clock fourth quarter. It is all Highland tonight, the Kern High Network Game of the Week. Fourth quarter coming up right after this. Oh, he is?
Yeah, his brother, same thing happened. They're both were my guys who went on that section title run.
Yeah, Tootie.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
You guys you have a game next week?
Scrimmage on Thursday, first game 7.
Oh, so your first game's a home game.
Yeah.
Got it.
Bring Huntington Beach here. Surf City.
Yeah. You ready? Welcome back, everyone. Vance Palm alongside Rick Van Horn, Julian Wilson, our director, with us tonight. And we did get note that Isaiah Santiago being taken to urgent care for his x-rays on his ankle. By the way, you remember his brother, TJ, played baseball, also broke his hand last season during the football season, missed half of that baseball season. Some more notes from our good friend Robert up here. And first game of the season, hopefully everything's going to be okay. So here we go, start of the fourth. Delgado behind center. Give it to the big fella.
Lower up the middle, lowering his shoulder and falling forward for a short gain on the play.
Rick, if you're head coach Gutierrez, all right, got a big win, got a nice win, up comfortably.
Yeah.
So guys are going to start coming out.
Yeah, you want to get some fresh shirts in there, and, definitely don't want to lose a starter in preseason. For Coach Carrasco, the same thing. At this point in the game, don't do anything fancy, don't get your guys hurt. Let's get in, get out, and start regrouping.
So we have an opportunity to talk about something here with this timeout. In our show yesterday in the huddle, we started the segment off, Rick, about all that goes into a weekend of activities in the Kern High School District. Just the sheer size of our district, the amount of games, schools, the travel, logistics, the summer prep, the commitment levels from the schools, the coaches, parents, officials, student athletes, the media, everything that goes into a single weekend every weekend of the year, especially in the fall. This massive machine that is the Kern High School District student athlete band cheerleader experience. It's unbelievable. Listen to these numbers. 25 high schools, 718 teams, over 1,400 coaches and pool lifeguards combined. This last season, 23 to 24, over 14,000 student athletes involved. More on that in a second. Delgado on a handoff. So Borboa down the left side. Oh, big hit. A lot of contact. Gets about 4 or 5 or 6 yards there. Let me continue this. 172 buses. No, 250 buses, 172 bus drivers, 2,500 pieces of transportation and equipment. Trucks, tractors, cars, vans, golf carts travel about 2.5 million miles annually. Not to mention the parents, not to mention everything that goes into band. I mean, this is an undertaking every single week, and we see it tonight with all of these cheerleaders and the band and their parents and in the end zone over there. You've been around this a long, long time as well. Isn't it amazing?
It is, and we're a big district, and you also consider the security.
Oh, we
snack
talked about
bar,
all of that too.
Ticket takers.
Isn't it amazing? 3rd and 2. Delgado. Oh, and it's picked off. First interception of the season on the Kern High Network. So Adrian Talamantes Quadras. I can't not say the middle name. Are you kidding me? It says Adrian Talamantes Quadras. That's a nice middle name right there. So Quadras with the interception. Wow.
Delgado getting pressure, kind of threw it off his back foot and got it up there and overthrew his receiver into the hands of Quadras.
So the Scotsman now, who does come out at QB.
I don't think it's Mendez.
No, it's Davenport. It's going to be Randy Davenport Jr. He hands the ball off to Garcia. Garcia down the right side. So you've got Garcia as a senior. He's carrying the rock as well.
Davenport, only a sophomore, in at quarterback.
All right, so now if you're the league, certainly if you're in his league, if you're in this league, you're taking a look at it going, hey, whoa, there's another piece of the puzzle to the Highland Scotsman. Davenport Jr. in the backfield. Here's one for you, Rick. Chris Bandy posted on the social an old Bright House Network games from 06.
I saw that. I saw that, yeah.
Westview versus Ridgeview. First of all, my voice, I sound like I'm 18 years old, calling the game with Paul Press and Brian Adams. And the great Ryan Matthews, man, from 18 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
What a show he's to put on. Now Davenport. And it could very well be a Wildcat situation with him back there from time to time. He's taking it down to the very end. He looks at the official and says, let's go with it. And again, they hand the ball off to Garcia. Garcia looking to get to the end zone. Oh, and he gets tackled up at about the 7-yard line. Flag at the 20-yard line at the line of scrimmage.
Nice run by Garcia. Maybe coming back, though.
Yes, and it's a holding. And I tell you what, for the score being as lopsided as it is, it's still been a really clean game. The officials done a really nice job here. Of course, we want to always let everybody know that the Kern County Officials Association looking for some help, looking for some support as always. At the end of the third quarter, Centennial leads Redwood 20-14. Palmdale 14-13, they're leading Liberty by 1, Rick, 14-13.
Highland. Oh, we got a bad snap here. Davenport takes the loss.
And a hit.
Going to take it back to, it's going to be about 3rd and 20 now for the Scots. One of the few times they've been behind the chains.
So a barn burner right now with Liberty and Highland in the desert. 6.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Rick just called it. One of the rare snafus all night for Highland. That and the missed PAT. Other than that, they've looked awfully, awfully clean.
Yeah, because you and I have been out here many a year where this first game we've had close to 40 penalties.
Yeah, no question.
In those first game jitters.
We knew then we were never going to make it to Rosa's Pizza.
Speaking of that, we got a flag.
Rick. That's all you. That's 100% you right there, Van Horn.
We jinxed it.
My partner, Rick Van Horn, one of the great ones, one of the all-time great ones. Great athlete. You running Rebel, Driller, Renegade, Author, and great friend and mastermind offensive guru at every level, even the professional level here. Great to have him with us every year. Look forward to it every year. Davenport, now he lets it fly. It floats it up, and it's, what a great play. And the Highland Scotsmen looking for a call. They're not going to get it except for a flag way back here in the middle of the field. Now that Rick said we haven't had any flags, here they come. Roughing the passer call.
Oh, wow. That was a 3rd and 25.
A ball that gets caught up in the wind. It's broken up. No flag here. They think it's going to be 4th down. Instead, they hit the quarterback, and all of a sudden, East High's walking backwards.
And that's going to be a 1st down. 3rd and 25, roughing the passer, automatic 1st down.
And Davenport's thinking to himself, hey, Preston didn't get hit at all. Oh, nice job there by East High School. Really good job.
Blown up. Did you hear Cam?
He said swallowed up. He said he gets swallowed up. He's something else, man. 4.5 left here. Next Thursday night, we will be at Shafter. I don't know any scores yet if Shafter has given Gerald Perucci his 100th win. We've got Robert Chavez up here working it. He doesn't have a call till the Renegades hosts Golden West September 7th at Memorial Stadium. He and Kenny Calvin. Davenport, that looks nice, doesn't it? Strong legs, keeps his balance, and takes a big hit at the end.
Yeah.
He is wrapped up and brought down after a good game on the play.
So Shafter finally gets up 19-14 with 7:30 left in the game. So Shafter, the Generals are in a dogfight.
Go back.
Oh, okay.
No, that's Shafter's first lead.
That Shafter-Exeter game, Stan and Trevor were fixated on it.
Hand up the middle, number 23, Ivan Kudos.
We talked about the longevity of Coach Gutierrez here. This is his 12th year, and
he's the most tenured guy.
Yeah, it probably would be. Well, it might be Coach Gola. Total starting back in 205.
But at Highland, tenured, 12 years now.
And Coach Perucci's been at it for a while.
Right.
If it's just in the district, I would still say it's Gola and then Perucci because he did 4 or 5 years at BCHS, which doesn't count.
But 12 years here at Highland.
Number 23, Ivan Kudos gets the handoff again up the middle.
And in speaking with him, it was funny because we
tackled by number 34.
had a little Q&A with him, a little game. We had a little jar. It was the jar of tough questions, right? So we mixed it all up, and Stan would ask would pull it out. I'd ask a question. We said, all right, what do your players know as what's your biggest no-no? I mean, your biggest no-no. And he goes, oh man, you better have all your gear ready for game day. I mean, you better have all of your stuff ready to go and everything dialed in. And it was great to see a personality of his. He's a pretty intense guy. It was a great time with Coach Gutierrez. Again, Garcia, he wants to get in that end zone. He's been sniffing that end zone this whole fourth quarter, and the senior wants to get in. He's 5'10", 165.
Because he knows he's running out of time. There's a minute 50 left in this game.
And he doesn't know if he's going to be in a 48-0 game any longer. So Redwood retakes the lead on a short touchdown. They're up 21-20 right now. Ooh, and then Liberty finally got ahead of Highland Palmdale, 19-14. So there's a lot going on. Thank you, Robert.
Oof. Now you're at the point whether if you're Coach Gutierrez, do you want to hang half a hun?
Nah.
Or do you want to go to the, was 48 enough?
Well, I mean, they're going to run the play. High snap, that'll help. That'll help his answer right there, if you know what I mean.
That'll give Highland a 3rd and 11.
With 1:10 left.
And running.
And I can't imagine that Gutierrez is going to do anything, but he might even call a timeout. Not a timeout, but just wait. He might let the time run out. We'll see. Oh, there's the play. Here comes the play. They keep it on the ground.
Handoff up the middle, number 23.
And Ivan Quiros.
Good game, wrapped up and brought down. It'll be 4th down, Scott.
And I think that's going to be it.
Well, you hope so, and Coach Gutierrez leaves on good terms.
Okay, Rick, we're going to have to make our decision here. Will it be Preston Mendez, the player of the game for the Current 9 Network? Will it be Johnny Brucker? Mendez responsible for all of the touchdowns, throwing or running, but Brucker made some great plays.
Well,
and I still think the center snapped the ball on all of them. So, Rick, you make the call. I'm going to go with it.
I got to, not very often you account for 6 touchdowns. The young sophomore, 4 in the air, 2 on the ground, 6 touchdowns. My vote goes to Preston Mendez.
Preston Mendez responsible for all the scoring one way or the other. You are the Current 9 Network player of the game, the sophomore quarterback. What a great job he did. And it finishes 48-0. That is going to be a wrap. Rick, your final thoughts here, buddy.
Well, good start for Highland. Back to the drawing board for East. Highland's got to get ready much quicker than East does because they're in a tough league. So they went through it last year, came out 3-8. Coach Gutierrez didn't want to go through that again.
Hold up, big guy. So next Thursday, we're Arvin at Shafter and then Garza at BHS. And then, don't forget, Monday, you can't miss it. We've got In the Huddle at 2 o'clock on Monday, and then we're going to be at Bakersfield High School for the big live show. For Julian Wilson, Rick Van Horn, I'm Vance Palm. This is the Current 9 Network Game of the Week. Have a great weekend. Good night and God bless.